Hello again, it's Noob, and I got a very cool, well, it's a dimple lock with no key, and it's a little bit unusual because if I push these two buttons in here, look, the core turns. What's actually happening here is it's not supposed to work like that. What happens is you can see that I'm locking the lock now, and as I lock the lock, these little protrusions stick out. This would go into a housing like this when it's in the unlock position. Then you'd lock this back up with the key, obviously. Those protrusions would stick up and stop you from pulling this out. This is, I believe, a roller shutter lock. They're normally like a bullet shape, but this is an unusual one. I know nothing about this. It just says E2987 on. I don't know anything about that. There's no key, there's no branding. When I first got this lock, I picked it, a bit of a fluke, and I didn't know how or why. And the thing is, it's actually got a double row of pins, and you can see that with these sort of hammered in foils, I guess, which keep the pin chambers and the springs all sealed up. I've tried to remove this, but this is hammered in so tightly, I can't get this off without, well, risking never getting it back on again. It doesn't just slide out like some of them, which is a bit frustrating. But what is interesting, and I don't think I can get the light in there to show you. Maybe I can. Let's have a look down there. Where's my get a pick or probe? So just at the tip of my broken pick, you can see that there's a pin at the top here, but there's also a row of pins at the bottom. I think there are 5 active top pins and 5 active bottom pins, but what is interesting about that is that the top pins are quite a bit smaller, I think, and don't stick out as much. So you have to pick the bottom pins quite a long way. The top pins, sometimes I just go along. I don't even worry about what the pin is. I just sort of tap the top pins and they tend to eventually open. So yeah, I can't feel any spools in here. It's a very interesting lock to pick. So let's lock this back up, stick this in a vise and have a go picking it. So let's see if we can pick this. Now, what's interesting is you can probably see the little bit which pokes up here, which keeps this lock in its shutter enclosure. If I wiggle it, you see it go up and down. It's because there's a sort of, is it a rack and pinion sort of gear at the back? So as I turn this clockwise open, these come down into the lock. So that's kind of cool. Now what's interesting is I think there are 5 pins at the bottom and some active pins at the top. Which is why it has these, well, yeah, it's interesting because there are some very small pins right at the top of this lock. It's very odd. So what I'll do is I'll go in first with a small left-hand flag and try to avoid the top pins for now and pick the bottom ones, which pin 2's binding. Nice click out of that, good. Let's go along the pins at the bottom, okay. So once I can't feel anything at the bottom, I'm just going to go with the slightly longer flag. This is a flat flag. Let's check that I'm picked pin 2 properly, yeah. 3. Okay, so I feel the other one's binding now, so back to the short one and just try to get on top of the pin. So pin 3 here, for example, just get on top of that. 4, 5, okay. And what we can do is try to find the pins at the top and see if any of those want to be picked as well. Back through the pin 4 at the back, I think. Good, okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just feeling for these little top pins. They'll click out of one of them at the back and another one at the front. So you probably didn't even see that, but that core moved just imperceptibly over just as I picked the top pins. I might go in with a slightly longer pick now because I think 2 isn't picked fully now. Nice click, okay, nothing 1. So 2 set and then pop back up. 3, 4. No, oh, set that one. one's just popped up now. Got to click out of one, that's good. At the front, at the bottom. Now I'm going to go with a slightly longer pick and just tap those top pins again. Let's see if I can find anything which I haven't picked. Okay, 2, 3. Swap over to the short one. The short one avoids the top pins, you see. I can get in there with the shorter one, just check that I've actually picked the bottom pins properly before I start messing around with the top pins too much. So I'm on pin 3 at the bottom now. And I just hit pin 4 and we are open. And look at this. You can see those little buttons. Let's turn it this way around. Move up and down. So there must be some gear system in there as well, which is kind of cool. Sorry, I had some autofocus lock on there, but yeah, we've got the open. It's a tricky little pick, this one, I have to say. And I wish I knew more about it. I wish I knew what the brand was. It'd be really good to know. It's interesting that it's got a row of active top pins and active bottom pins, which is, yeah, it makes it a tricky little pick, I have to say. It's good fun. I wish I knew more about it. If you do know anything about this lock, please give this a, let's see, push those in. Yeah, you see, oh, you can turn it that way. If you do like this lock or my picking video, please give it a like. It really helps me out. If you haven't subscribed, now's a good time to subscribe to see more content like this. If you have any comments, leave them below. I do read them all and reply to as many as I can. And thank you for watching. See you next time.